Martin Brundle didn't just give a technical breakdown of Oscar Piastri's Qatar weekend. He revealed the emotional reality behind one of the most painful moments of the young Australian's career. He said Piastri looked defeated after the race, and the more you analyze the new evidence, the harder it becomes to disagree. This wasn't about a driver upset over losing a podium. This was a driver who had delivered one of the most complete weekends of his Formula One journey, controlled every major session, and then watched his chance at victory disappear through a strategy call he neither approved nor fully understood. Brundle saw something deeper in Piastri's face, an expression that carried confusion, disbelief, and the weight of knowing that the mistake didn't come from him, but from the very garage he trusted to fight for him. Piastri's post-race comments confirmed every bit of Brundle's assessment. He admitted that his frustration was extremely high. He said the moment he heard that every other car had pitted except him, the win was gone. And he openly said that losing Qatar hurt more than losing a strong result in Las Vegas. That kind of honesty reveals how serious the situation truly is. Qatar was never supposed to be a setback weekend. It was supposed to be the moment he reignited his championship hopes. Instead, he leaves the race sitting third in the standings, not as the hunter charging forward, but as the driver chasing two rivals with almost no margin left. The psychological pressure on him is enormous, and the emotional toll is now impossible to ignore. The combined impact of Brundle's brutally honest analysis and Piastri's own raw comments has completely reshaped the narrative heading into the Abu Dhabi finale, because the evidence doesn't just show a lost race. It shows the depth of the impact behind that loss, and how dramatically it may influence what comes next. The new evidence surrounding this situation is even more explosive because it doesn't simply confirm that Piastri was robbed of a win he deserved. It makes clear exactly why the moment cut so deeply. Martin Brundle's observation was not dramatic guessing or TV exaggeration. He had spoken to Piastri just moments after the cool-down lap ended, and what he saw wasn't irritation or disappointment. What he saw was a driver who had produced a near-perfect weekend, yet walked away without anything close to the outcome he earned. Brundle described him as broken, and that word carries a weight far greater than any official explanation McLaren released afterward. It wasn't drama. It was a veteran of the sport recognizing real emotional shock. Brundle explained that Piastri had been the fastest driver all weekend at Losail. He didn't say it casually. He said it with the tone of someone who genuinely struggled to believe how badly the race had slipped away. He saw the body language. He heard the hesitation in Piastri's voice. He recognized instantly that something personal had cracked within that moment. Because when a driver tops 2 qualifying sessions, wins the sprint with authority, controls the early laps of the Grand Prix, and then loses everything because of a strategic call made without him, it doesn't just ruin a race. It damages the trust between the cockpit and the pit wall. Piastri's response after the race echoed everything Brundle had observed. He refused to hide how badly the moment hurt. He didn't treat it as just another unfortunate race. He admitted the frustration levels were extremely high, and when he was asked whether McLaren should have pitted under the safety car, he called the answer obvious in hindsight. That kind of transparency only happens when a driver feels like there is nothing left emotionally to protect. He had done everything right. He had executed perfectly. He had made 0 mistakes. And yet he watched the win disappear because of a decision he didn't influence and didn't agree with. What intensifies the emotional truth is Piastri's comparison to Las Vegas. He said losing Qatar hurt more than being disqualified for Plank were in Vegas. In Vegas, he lost a 4th-place finish. In Qatar, he lost the victory that could have reignited his fight for the championship. That comparison says everything. One moment was a technical infringement. The other was a strategic failure made in real time. For a driver as calm, analytical, and composed as Piastri, an emotional reaction like that reveals the true scale of the damage. The new evidence isn't only emotional, it's procedural. Piastri said the moment he was told that Norris and Ocon had pitted and he had not, he knew instantly they were in trouble. The fact that he recognized the consequences before the pit wall, even acknowledged them, is what makes this situation so intense. He knew about the 25-lap tire rule. He knew the safety car created the perfect opportunity. He knew that staying out meant giving up track position he would never get back. And as soon as the information reached him, he knew the race was slipping away. Brundle broke the strategic failure down with precise detail. He explained that McLaren gambled on three expectations: that some teams would stay out, that Verstappen would face traffic on the restart, and that tire flexibility would matter more than track position. Every one of those assumptions failed immediately. Not a single team stayed out. Verstappen restarted the race with clean air, and tire flexibility meant absolutely nothing when both McLarens were forced to pit much later than everyone else. Brundle called the outcome a grave error. And when someone with his experience uses a phrase that strong, it becomes impossible to dismiss the scale of the mistake. He also explained something even more stunning. Even if McLaren had double-stacked the stops under the safety car, Piastri would still have emerged in the lead. His gap was large enough. His pace was strong enough. And the risk of Norris losing 1 or 2 places was tiny compared to the disaster that happened instead. Brundle said McLaren paid a heavy price, but the real cost was carried by Piastri alone. He recovered 18 seconds to Verstappen, but he still finished 8 seconds short, a gap created entirely by strategy, not performance. Andrea Stella's explanation only made the situation more complicated. He admitted the decision was intentional. He said they thought some teams would not pit. He said they were concerned about complications during a double stack. And he said the decision was made with good intentions, but based on wrong expectations. His honesty is admirable, but it also highlights how badly the team misread the race as it unfolded. This wasn't a communication error. It wasn't confusion. It was a deliberate strategic choice that did not match the reality on track. That is why tension around McLaren has now intensified. The evidence shows a clear disconnect between pre-race assumptions and actual behavior on race day. Stella said the team must now review their internal biases and decision-making models. Zak Brown personally apologized to both drivers and admitted they gave away the victory. But apologies don't change the championship standings. Piastri entered Qatar needing a strong result to stay alive in the title fight. He leaves in third, 4 points behind Verstappen and 16 behind Norris. The emotional effect is visible. The mathematical pressure is unforgiving. Piastri tried to remain calm in his later interviews, saying it wasn't a catastrophe, but even that controlled tone couldn't hide the hurt. He said the loss stung. He said it would take time to recover. And he said he would try to find positives in the days ahead. Those are the words of a driver trying to rebuild mentally while facing the most important race of his career just 1 week away. The contrast between Brundle's harsh analysis and Piastri's quiet vulnerability is what makes this story so powerful. Brundle revealed the emotional truth. Piastri revealed the competitive truth. And together, they created a narrative McLaren cannot escape. Their strategy didn't just cost a race win. It changed the trajectory of the championship. It shook the confidence of a driver performing at his absolute peak. And it exposed weaknesses that rival teams will exploit heading into the final round. As Abu Dhabi approaches, the stakes are higher than ever. McLaren must regain both drivers' trust. Piastri must turn frustration into focus. Norris must defend a narrow lead with Verstappen closing in. And every team in the paddock will be watching McLaren's strategy calls, their tire choices, and their pit wall communication because Qatar proved how quickly a single mistake can unravel an entire weekend, and possibly an entire season. The revelations from Brundle and Piastri didn't just highlight a mistake. They revealed the pressure, the fragility, and the intensity inside McLaren at the moment the championship hangs in the balance. In the end, Qatar didn't only expose a strategic error, it exposed how unforgiving the final stages of a championship can be. One miscalculation, one wrong assumption, one moment of hesitation has reshaped the entire title battle heading into Abu Dhabi. Piastri leaves Qatar knowing he had the pace, the composure, and the performance to change the championship narrative. Yet he now arrives at the finale needing not just speed, but circumstances he cannot control. And that shift in power wasn't created by rivals. It was created by his own team. What comes next will define McLaren far beyond this season. The team must prove they can correct course under pressure, rebuild trust with a driver who gave them everything, and execute perfectly when the stakes are highest. Piastri has shown he can rise to the moment. Norris has shown he can lead a championship. But now it's the pit wall that must respond because one more mistake won't just cost a race, it could cost a legacy. The final chapter is coming, And after everything that unfolded in Qatar, the margin for error is now zero.